Hello, everyone. My name is Magical, and today I am doing for you a tarot reading about Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul. And I'm wearing some clothes that I think Tana Mongeau would probably wear. Something very skimpy, sexy, and a wig. Well, except Tana wears tracks, but this is my wig. And I'm wearing a corset here. So I thought I'd dress up like Tana, and I'm going to answer for you all the questions that you've ever wanted to know about Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul's wedding that is happening today at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is a tarot reading, and I'm going to get right into it. The very first question, and I think the biggest question that everyone really, well, one of the biggest questions, if not the biggest question everyone wants answered, is, are Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul getting married to each other not only for clout, but because they truly and genuinely want to get married to each other? Answer that question for me, source, and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with pure source energy and pure love and light. Okay. Oh man, we got the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Well, that would be a resounding yes to me. I think this card can indicate marriage, but also, you can get this card if you're about to, maybe possibly win the lottery or get maybe more money. If you get this card, yeah, you're probably going to get more money, or, and then you see in the card, there's a couple here, and they're talking to each other. And then there's like a white dog and like an old man that no one can really, they're not really paying attention to the old man. So like all of that stuff, like the old man that they can't see, that's kind of like being surrounded by divine forces. That's what the card means to me. It means like being surrounded by divine forces. And this card can also mean people talking about marriage. So, but I just think that this card definitely means yes. They are genuinely and truly getting married to each other. But just to be sure, because I don't really know the yes or no meanings of cards, and because I do just read intuitively whether or not I get a yes or no, I'm just going to look up quickly on Biddy Tarot, or no, not Biddy Tarot. I'm going to go to Lisa Boswell's website. Actually, I'm just going to type into Google 10 of Pentacles, yes or no. And now I'm going to go to Lisa Boswell's website at Divination and Fortune Telling.com, and it says the Ten of Pentacles on Lisa Boswell's website. It says the Ten of Pentacles is a card that means abundance. It means having lots of wealth in your future and good things happening in your future. This card predicts a lot of money in your future. But it also can mean family and tradition. Like a family business, because it can mean a family business, because like Tana and Jake, they're like, the Pauls, we're the Pauls. Just like, their marriage is making them lots of money, and whenever they have kids, I'm sure that they'll make lots of money from their children. by putting them on YouTube and stuff. See the historical meaning of the Ten of Pentacles? It means like financial security. Could mean that they might get a new house or something. Like a house, it could mean a house move. And then here's what it says that the Ten of Pentacles means in a love reading, according to Lisa Boswell's website. It says that it's a good card to get in a love reading. It means that the relationship will go the extra mile. And there's a possibility that you'll have a family with your, it says that there is a possibility you'll have a family with the romantic partner. And it says, if you're wondering what your partner or potential partner's feelings are, the Ten of Pentacles means that they have good intentions. So the Ten of Pentacles means wanting to settle down and have a family. Okay, that's really good. It says that for most situations, the Ten of Pentacles means yes. So the answer to the question, are Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul getting married to each other not only for clout, but because they truly and genuinely want to get married to each other, is a yes. Just like I thought it meant. But I just wanted to make sure I just read the yes or no meanings intuitively. Like, when I get a card, I can kind of just tell if I think it means yes. But I like looking it up for this particular reading just to be sure that I'm reading like the card traditionally the way it's supposed to be read as a yes or no. Since this is such an important event, I want to get you guys the accurate information. So let's move on to the next question, and I have 6 questions total. So the next question is, are Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul truly and genuinely intending and wanting their marriage to each other to last until one or both of them dies? Answer that question for me, Source, and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with pure Source energy and pure love and light. Hold on, guys. Let me just meditate real quick to get the right card. I think I'm a little nervous about the importance of this reading. Okay. Oh, shit. I got the Death card. The fuck? So, I mean, obviously I would think that would mean a no. So, damn. Why wouldn't they want it to last until they die? This is really depressing me, you guys. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a resounding yes after the first question. Since they genuinely want to get married, why wouldn't they want to get married for a lifetime? But, like, let me look up death, yes or no. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a no. Like, it's definitely going to be a no. Let's go back. I'm going back to Lisa Boswell's divinationandfortunetelling.com. Okay, well, the primary death tarot meaning is transformation. So this card, the Death card, means transformation. I know it can mean rebirth. It doesn't always mean literal, like it doesn't all, this card does not always mean death in a literal sense. Sometimes it means like a rebirth. like it says it can mean transformation or like going through a metamorphosis. So maybe it doesn't mean no. Maybe it just means they're gonna kind of go through like a metamorphosis of, you know, changes throughout life, you know, figuring out, like, you know, going with the flow, seeing if they really, I think this card means that they're going to, like, I haven't even really read the rest of what this meaning says except for transformation. So I think this card means that they're basically going to just kind of like go with the flow, like they're hoping that their marriage will last a lifetime, but they're also kind of just like gonna go through lots of changes probably throughout their whole life as everyone does, and they're probably going to just kind of go with the flow and see how it goes. Like, if their feelings, if they decide that they want to get a divorce in the future, or if they, maybe decide that being married isn't really for them, then they'll go with that, they'll go with the flow. I think that's what this card means. But let me see what it says here. It says this card represents endings, but also I know it can mean rebirth. So death in a love and relationship tarot meaning. It says that death is not a great card to get for a love reading. Even if you're the type of person who likes change, there's better cards you can get to symbolize change for the better. This isn't that type of transformation. In most cases, getting the death card in your readings to signals the destruction of your partnership. So it says here that the death card in a love reading means the destruction of your partnership. Duh. Death marks the point in time when you begin to move on from the relationship and begin to rebuild your life. You probably already sensed this ending approach. Breakups, which death represent, do not happen overnight. They are a slow process. The Tower is a card of unexpected breakups. As stated before, death can predict a physical death. I don't think that there's going to be a physical death I don't think Tana or Jake will die, guys, okay? So don't worry. Tana and Jake are not going to die. Like, I can tell you that right now. But it says that the death card can mean that one partner will pass sometime before the other partner. So this card could mean that either Tana or Jake might outlive one or the other significantly, like for a significant amount of time, like maybe more than a decade. Maybe one of them will die sooner by like more than a decade. Like maybe usually the woman lives longer. I'm pretty sure women live longer. So, it's possible that maybe Tana will live to be like 90 or something, and maybe Jake will end up dying when he's like in his mid-70s or something, kind of unexpectedly. Who knows? I can't really tell you guys that far in the future what will happen. That's too far to read. It's too far in the future to know what will happen. Tarot readings are more for like, up to 5 years probably or something. I don't know if anyone actually can accurately predict your 10-year future. It says something here about it says that this card could mean the possibility of reconciliation with an ex, but only in the very distant future when you have changed and grown as people. If you are recently separated, you will not get back together anytime soon. Okay. This card could mean the physical death of a friend or relative. In the case of Like, maybe this card means that a friend or relative of Tana and or Jake will die. That's sad. I hope not. I mean, the death card could also mean that the reader themselves will die. So, like, this card could mean that Tana or Jake will die. But I really don't think that's what this card means. I'm pretty sure this card is just saying that they're going to go through... I'm pretty sure that the only thing this card means is that they're going to go through a lot of changes throughout their life. And they're just kind of gonna go with the flow. I think this card means that Tana is getting more psychic as well, like, you know, being able to see the spiritual world more. Like, I keep getting in all of my readings about Tana and Jake that Tana's gonna become, like, really, like, even more psychic, but Tana's already super psychic, in case you didn't know that. It says that death usually means a no for most types of tarot readings. So, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. So, the answer to the question, are Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul truly and genuinely intending and wanting their marriage to each other to last until one or both of them dies? This card would answer that question that I just read as no. Tana and Jake are not truly and genuinely intending and wanting their marriage to each other to last until one or both of them dies. I don't know why. That would be the case. I don't know why they wouldn't be intending it to last forever. Maybe it's just more that they're kind of going with me. I just think that the card means that they're intending on just going with the flow, like not really necessarily forcing themselves into a until death do us part situation, but you know, I love you right now, you know, let's just see where this goes, let's go with the flow. Maybe that's what the card means. I think that's what the death card means in this situation. But very interesting stuff, you guys. Like, please go ahead and subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed to me yet. Just click the red subscribe button and hit the little bell button next to the subscribe button, because I make free weekly tarot readings every week, telling you guys for free what your future holds for every single week of your life. Also, I do, you know, I'm going to do funny skits on my channel, and, you know, I do, like, beauty videos, like makeup videos and fashion videos and stuff like that. Also, I'm broke, and I want to get a nice camera for this channel, so please subscribe to me. Because YouTube does not pay you any money at all until you get 1,000 subscribers. So, I need to get 1,000 subscribers. You don't even have to watch me, just hit the subscribe button. That's it. That's all I have to say. Next question. The next question is, my third question is, will Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul actually go through with their marriage on time today in Las Vegas? Answer that question for me, source and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with precision, pure love, and light. Okay, I got the Seven of Wands. I'm pretty sure that would mean no. And you know what I think is going to happen? I think this card means that Tana is probably going to be late for the wedding, a little bit late, because you know Tana's always running late. I think that's what this means. Also, I think you know, this card can mean like having lots of pressure on you. So also, I think this card means that Tana and Jake are going to have a lot of like pressure on them like, you know, because it's such a big wedding and they spent so much money, I think they're gonna like have so much stuff that they have to focus on getting ready that they're gonna be running a little bit late for the actual wedding. Like, I don't think they're gonna be super late. I don't think Tana will be super late for the wedding. I don't think Jake will be super late for the wedding, but I do think they'll be running like maybe like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes behind on getting started with the actual wedding proceedings, because there's just a lot that's going to go on. Like I said in one of my earlier readings about their wedding, I saw some delays for the wedding in the future, and there had already been delays apparently. I didn't know that when I did one of my earlier readings on them. But I think there's going to be even more delays today. And they're going to be just a little bit late getting started with the wedding, because I don't know what's going to happen exactly that's going to delay things, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something like with Tana, like getting her hair and makeup done at the last second probably. It's going to take an extra 20 minutes or something. Or I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I just know that the wedding's probably going to be delayed a little bit. So, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. I do think that they're under a lot of pressure right now because, you know, the whole world's watching them. They're live streaming the wedding. And so I think that's what this card means. I think, you know, all the pressure, all the things they have to make sure that they have ready because it's such a big wedding. The Tana, she's probably really stressed out right now. You know how brides are, bridezillas and all. Tana's probably going to be a little bit late with her hair makeup or something, guys. But let me look up what this one means, just so that you guys know what someone who is more psychic than me thinks this card means. And that someone is Lisa Boswell. So, 7 of Wands. Yes. Or no. Let's go back to divinationfortunetelling.com. I already told you what I think the card intuitively means. Now let me just tell you what. So Lisa Boswell says this card. Oh, it says the 7 of Wands is usually a no. So, but that's what I said. So the answer to the question, will Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul actually go through with their marriage on time today in Las Vegas? The answer to that question is no. Now, the big question that I know you guys all really want to know. I'm doing it. Let me do it on my boobs. The big question, other than the obvious one of, is this a genuine marriage? Which I already asked. That was my first question. The other big question is, how long will Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul stay married to each other? Answer that question for me, source and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with prayers and game for love light. Okay, we got the 2 of Wands, and I think that means 2 years. But you know what? The way that I read Wands is I read Wands as days. So I hope that Tana and Jake's marriage is not only going to last for 2 days, because then I would have been wrong about them really wanting to marry each other and about them really being in love with each other, because why would you get divorced in 2 days if you really loved someone, you know? Unless, of course, the whole point of the marriage was to prank the whole world. But in my earlier tarot readings on Tana and Jake, I've always gotten that this is a real, well, at first they didn't know what their relationship was, but then it became a real relationship, and then it became real love. Like, actually, it was always real love, but so yeah, it was always real love between Tana and Jake from the beginning. So I would be really surprised if they got divorced after 2 days, because I read wands as days, swords as days or weeks or minutes or hours, and I read cups as months and pentacles as years. But my intuitive, what I got in my head when the first thought that I thought when I saw this card was 2 years. That's sad. I hope they're not only married for 2 years. But I mean, the Two of Wands, I also think it's important to look at the message of the card when you're doing a timing reading. And so, the Two of Wands, it's a pretty auspicious card to me. I think it's a card with a positive meaning to it. So, let me just read to you what it means. Two of Wands. I just want to read everything it means. So the Two of Wands, it means future planning, progress, decisions, and discovery, according to biddytarot.com. It means having a spark of inspiration, and then exploring options and thinking about different possibilities and potential challenges, being open to growth, exploring different things. It says that when the Two of Wands appears in your tarot reading, you are not ready to make your move. But you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. So it's basically a card that means you're thinking about your long-term goals and aspirations. You're really thinking about your long-term future. But it basically means that as long as you plan carefully, you're setting yourself up for success. You might have to make a decision. Let's go back to Lisa Boswell and see what she says. The Two of Wands in a love reading means it has a positive meaning. This card has a positive meaning in a love reading. It means you work well together and the relationship has a chance of survival. Oh no. Lisa says that the Two of Wands in a romance reading means that you will eventually bore of your lover. She says this card means that you'll eventually get bored of your lover. This card does not. She says that this card does not necessarily mean that the relationship will not last, but you basically just have to remember that the cupcake phase of the relationship will be over eventually. So I think this card means that as long as Jake and Tana are okay with, because I know right now, their relationship is so exciting. I mean, most people don't really have relationships that are like so crazy, like just so over the top like them. Does that make sense? Like, like being in the public's eye, being a celebrity, traveling all over the world, doing crazy stunts together. Most people don't really do all that craziness, Most people, it's like the relationship is more, like it's just as exciting, but it's done in more subtle actions in them. Like they're very over the top people. So, whoops, my camera, don't slide. Okay, well, I mean, I wish that she had a guide on what she thinks this means as far as timing goes. I think it means 2 years. I think this card means that their marriage will last for 2 years. Now you know what that card means. And then with, as far as like all of the whole long-term planning stuff goes with Biddy Tarot, I think this card means that, like, I think the Two of Wands for this question means that Jake and Tana are basically just as the same meaning with the Death card goes. They're just going to go with the flow and see how it goes, I think. But it doesn't look like their marriage will last for very long, and I'm not surprised at all. I wonder what would break them up. That's the next question. Pretty much. Well, that's not exactly the next question, but the next question, my 5th question, is what will happen in the future in Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul's marriage? Answer that question for me, source, and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with pure source energy and pure love and light. Fighting. Making up. Tana becoming the Empress, embracing her psychic abilities. Jake and Tana making up. Love. It's all love. So if they do get a divorce, it will be an amicable, friendly divorce. They'll always be friends. There's always going to be love between Tana and Jake. Here's the cards that I got. I got this card first, and this card is the 5 of Wands. It means fighting or confusion or lack of communication. And I kept telling you guys in my earlier readings that Jake's communication issues is what will be the end of Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul's relationship. And I just know I'm going to be right about that. It's just, Jake doesn't know how to communicate. He already said that himself in his videos, and I'm pretty sure that that is going to be one of the biggest things that will break up Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul's marriage. Then after that card, I got the Empress, which is going to be Tana. Throughout this marriage, everything happens for the sake of expansion, or you could say for a reason. You could say everything happens for a reason. And I think the purpose of this marriage in Tana's life is basically for her to, even regardless of the marriage, Tana is going to become way more psychic. Tana's going to become the Empress and have this Empress energy, and just, the Empress, she's like the divine feminine. She's like sensual. She's she embraces her femininity. She's intuitive, she's loving, she's caring, she's very psychic, she's nurturing, she's motherly, she's a good person, you know, she's like Mother Earth, basically, that's kind of like her persona. Like, I mean, and anyone can become the Empress. Like, you know, I'm becoming more of the Empress. I'm embracing my divine feminine more and more, and you can too. And that's what's happening to Tana. She's embracing her divine feminine energy. She's becoming the Empress, and I think Jake is too in a lot of ways because of Tana. I think he's embracing his feminine side more, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I think Tana is making Jake a much more caring person. And then after that card, I got the Eight of Wands, and this card is, I think if this card is like just the love of God or Source just like raining down upon you, like hitting you like arrows. So it's also, this card also means fast moving energy. So I think everything in their marriage is just going to happen very fast, and I think everything in their marriage is going to end very fast. But it's going to end with love. I always think of this card as meaning just like fast moving, but like I think of this card as meaning the fast moving energy of love. And so Tana and Jake's marriage will end in a loving way. You know, it's not going to be a messy divorce. Their marriage will end on good terms, and they will always be friends, I think. So my last question, and this is kind of a fun question, but now after all this information, it's not so fun, and I feel really depressed now. I was hoping that I would, you know, I always hope that when I do these readings on Tana and Jake, that I'll like, you know, oh, they get married forever, and then they have 10 million kids, yay, lots of money, clout for everyone, yay. Nope, divorce. That's just so sad. Oh well, I mean, I just read the cards, like, that's what I think will happen, guys, and it's just really sad and depressing to me now, because I love Tana, and, you know, I've even started to kind of like Jake because of Tana, and, I really wanted to see Tana and Jake just go the distance forever, you know, and I just wanted Tana and Jake to stay married forever, but I don't think that's going to happen. My final question is a fun one that I wrote, you know, when I was still thinking, oh, Tana and Jake are going to get married forever. Tana and Jake are just going to stay married forever. Tana and Jake are going to stay married until they die. But now I'm just, like, depressed. And my last question is, will Tana Mongeau wear a white wedding dress at her wedding today? Answer that question for me, Source, and all of my spirit guides. I bless these tarot cards with pure source energy and pure love and light. Yes! I think this card means yes. This is the 5, 6. This is the 6 of Pentacles, and it is a card that means charity or money. So that makes me think, okay, this wedding dress is hella expensive. But also, Tana feels kind of like the king in this picture, you know, just like, you know, move over, peasants. I mean, I'm sure that's not what Tana's going to be thinking. Like, I'm just kidding, you guys. Tana is not Marie Antoinette. Tana is not going to go to her wedding and be thinking, you know, let them have cake. Move over, peasants. That's just me imagining what it would be like to be Tana. I wish, right? But, like, basically, Tana is just going to be, like, feeling like the belle of the ball, you know, the princess at her wedding. Because this wedding dress is going to be so hella expensive that Tana is going to be like, I'm the queen. And, you know, Tana's going to be like the queen, and everyone else there is just going to be mere peasants. Like, bye, peasants. Get away from the... You know, that's Tana. That's what I imagine. That's what I hope Tana would be thinking if her life was like a comedy. But, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Basically, Tana is not actually thinking of anyone as peasants. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm sure Tana thinks of everyone as being just as good as her, you know. But let me just look up the meaning of this card, just to be sure. Six of Pentacles, yes or no? According to Lisa Boswell. Oh, well, Lisa Boswell says, in general, the Six of Pentacles is a neutral card, representing neither yes or no. So that makes me think that, I still think her dress is going to be hella expensive, obviously. You don't even need to be psychic to, you know, I don't even need to be psychic to tell you that. But, that makes me think that maybe her dress, I think her dress will be white, but that the fact that it's a neutral card makes me think that maybe her dress is going to be white, like mostly white, but then also have like some other colors in it, like maybe black fringes or something, you know, or like maybe pink fringes, or maybe like some gold or silver in it or something. So it's not, I don't think it's going to be like a totally white dress. I think it's going to be a mostly white dress with like maybe some silver or black embellishments on the outside or edge, or, you know, bottom part, like the fringes or something. So that's it for this tarot reading. And like I said, I'm broke and I want to get a nice camera, lighting, and microphone for this channel. But YouTube does not give you any money for your YouTube channel. YouTube does not pay you any money at all until you get 1,000 subscribers. So you don't even have to watch my videos. Just hit the red subscribe button and hit the bell button next to the subscribe button if you actually want to be notified of when my videos will be posted, because clicking the bell button tells you when I posted a new video, so you'll always be right there when I post a new video. You'll always know right away when I post a new video. But please subscribe to me so that I can get a nice camera for my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, share this video, and follow me on Twitter at Meadows Magical. It's just my YouTube name backwards. So have a great day, guys. Enjoy the wedding. I can't believe that Tana and Jake are charging $50 just to watch this wedding. I actually, for a second though, like low-key, I thought about spending that. I was just thinking to myself, you know, I was trying to, in my mind, rationalize and like make it make sense, you know, for why I would spend that much. Like, I was like, okay, it's just 10 trips to Starbucks. You know, I could just not go to Starbucks for the next 2 months and then I'd be able to afford it. It's fine. I just won't go to Starbucks for 2 months, or, you know, I'll just starve for a few days. It'll be okay. But no, I'm not going to do that to myself. And you shouldn't do that to yourself either. Don't starve, you guys, and don't stop going to Starbucks. Like, don't give Tana and Jake $50 of your money. I love you, Tana Mongeau, and I guess I like you, Jake. But like no shade, Jake. No shade. But like no shade. But like, I just don't think, I think $50 is way too high. I think you guys should have charged $10. I think $10 is reasonable and still enough for you guys to actually make a really good penny from this. But I think the reason why Tana and Jake charged $50 is because Jake decided to spend $500,000 on a wedding. I don't know why he spent that much, especially when they're just gonna get divorced in 2 years. It's really sad, you guys. It's too bad. He's gonna regret that purchase, that price tag. $500,000 for a wedding. And you know what? The thing is, you guys, that's why Tana and Jake are probably going to get divorced really soon, because they're spending way too much on this wedding. The people who spend the most money on weddings usually get divorced the fastest. But people who spend just a few grand, like people who spend like less than 10 grand on their wedding, or you know, less than like 20 grand on their wedding, usually stay married for a lifetime or for way longer. Like, you know, it's true. So if you're gonna get married, I just feel like, you know, keep the price tag at like 30 grand max. If you're a rich person, then I mean, I guess you could easily throw away 100 grand, but don't spend more than 100 grand on your wedding if you're rich. You know, like, that's just too much. Like, you could give that money away to charity or something. It's just one day. And like I said, people who spend less tend to stay married longer. If you're spending a lot of money, it tends to mean you're trying to like show or not necessarily compensate for something, but like you're trying to show off so hard that you're putting so much pressure on this marriage already from the get-go, and that's just not a good sign. So just, yeah. Please subscribe to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you. I'm magical. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. I love you, and bye.